Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, I guess. Today is April 22nd. It's Earth Day. And we're back for another edition of the Poem of the Day. I had already written down, so we know now that we won't be returning to the physical building that is school, which I don't think necessarily was super surprising. I don't necessarily disagree with in terms of like keeping things safe and school is a place that obviously I love very much, but is a place where a lot of people are in close quarters for a long time. And so it was relieving in a sense to know that we wouldn't be risking anyone's health and well-being to rush back into the school building. But it was also a real bummer too, for obvious reasons, I think. And so I was really, I was bummed. I mentioned the other day about, even though this is the right thing to do with like postponing the marathon, you can still grieve that loss. You can still be upset, and I'm upset. I miss my students, miss my colleagues, which I've said so many times, but it's still true. As we keep figuring out what's going on. In any event, I was really, 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 really close. I didn't sleep well last night, and it was like one of those nights where I kind of knew I wasn't going to sleep well, just because I was so bummed at the thought that we didn't get to finish the school year the way we would have all liked to. I think, and so I was really, really, really close to like calling an audible and reading the lyrics to the Killers' song Rut from their latest album, because one of the themes over and over is don't give up on me because I'm just in a rut. I'm climbing but the walls keep stacking up, and I was so close to just having that be my poem of the day. And I don't know, when I woke up, my little guy slept in late today, and I think like my best sleep came from between like 6 and 8 a.m., which that's rare. I'm usually up around that time, with him or with the dog or both. And it was quiet in the house between like 6 and 8. And so, it was very, very weird to be kind of, I guess, naturally rising around that time, and I was able to reflect a little bit more. And while I still think it's a beautiful song and with beautiful lyrics and things like that, I remembered that there was Earth Day, and today's actually Mr. DiLoretto's birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. DiLoretto. And this poem just jumped into my head. And so I want to share this poem today. It's called Sequoia, sempervirens, by Ed Roberson. And I saw a video of him talking about it. And it's kind of cool. It's the trees are always green. They're the tallest trees in the world. They can be like 2,000 years old. They can be like 250 feet tall, and they actually they depend on fire. They depend on adversity. They thrive in fire. They won't burn. They can still live. And I guess on Earth Day and amidst all of the other things that we have going on right now, I guess that's kind of what like we're being asked to kind of do as well. And so yeah, I want to share this poem called Sequoia, sempervirens, by Ed Roberson, in honor of Earth Day. And here we go. We are about what a squirrel's size is to a tree, To this tree we are the miles as shoe to city limits. One line, we rip around getting our nut off to the city. Foot totals map, layered upward, impossible city on top of city, even down underground into time. It seems to have grown from our gotten nut, the fruits of a pleasure in lifting our scale into the scale of a weight we feel we're part of, into this other dish we can feel rest, into balance, our nature in nature, nature in us. The long, stabilized climate, the fattening of an abundant season the people pack on into a city, venerable aging of the gather into the fold's royal robe, venerable aging of the met crowd into community, the self-destructions squirreled away in what grows, settled. But we seem almost a fire-dependent species like this tree, one that grows around fire, as if burn were a wire fence, a post of embedded iron, a piece of shot, a plate in our heads for the guest lightning. And I don't know. We were mere pages away from finishing Fahrenheit 451 in my sophomore classes, or 3 of my 4 sophomore classes. And there's something, I don't know. I'm obviously I'm reminded of the Phoenix and rebirth and this sort of stalwart defiance of this destructive power of fire and things like that. And so I thought that this was a nice fitting poem for Earth Day. And even though I'm recording from inside earlier in the day, it's a beautiful day outside, but the wind is just simply howling, and I couldn't get any good audio. So I'm gonna definitely spend a little bit more time outside once my little guy wakes up and has lunch and stuff like that. But I wanted to share this poem with you sooner than later, and I hope that you are all doing well and taking care of yourselves. Wash your hands, be good to yourselves, be good to everyone else, and we will see you again tomorrow for another edition of the Poem of the Day. Take care, everyone.